Good evening to you all. Now I am discussing about the role of social movement continuation. The next movement is caste oriented movements. There are at least three strains of caste oriented movements: Dalit movement, OBC movement, and Adivasi movement. Unlike the earlier social movements which were propelled by class domination, the NSM means new social movements focused on human rights and social justice. The centrality of class domination was replaced by other forms of domination based on caste, ethnicity, gender, and community. However, Shaw argues that any conflict with an economic context has a class dimension. But what it is more distinctive about the contemporary movement is their autonomous nature and lack of exclusive affiliation with any particular political party. Then, although Ambedkar emerged as the chief spokesman of anti-caste movement in the 1930s, the Dalit movement itself started in the mid-19th century, inspired by Jyotirao Phule's fight against the evils of caste system. The emergence of Dalit Panthers in 1972 marked the first of organized fight against the atrocities of upper caste against the anti-Sudras. Although a militant group, it lacked any real political strategy and soon broke up because of internal factionalism. The 1980s saw some sort of alliance between Dalit and OBC groups, especially in the context of the formation of Bahujan Party. Now, the Dalit movement has more or less consolidated itself into organized pressure groups rather than nebulous social movement. The next, moving on, OBC movement. The begin with OBC is not homogeneous category and there are no universally accepted criteria to classify them. Therefore, a commission was set up to identify OBCs which were eventually included in the Indian Constitution for preferential treatment. M.S.A. Rao classified backward caste movements into four types. One is the non-Brahmin movements in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, then movements led by low and intermediate caste in Bihar, Punjab, Gujarat, and Maharashtra movements by the depressed classes or untouchables against upper and other backward caste, and the tribal movements. So these are the four types of movements. Then the manual report and the reservation of 20% seats led to widespread protest as well as politicalization of caste in India. However, once again, during the last two decades, the OBCs have crystallized themselves as political pressure group. The next movement is the tribal movement. The Adivasi movement is not one homogeneous national movement but a series of uprisings by different tribal groups in different parts of the country. The aim of the movement also varied from secession to integration into mainstream of society, from preservation of tribal culture to improvement of socio-economic conditions. Broadly speaking, we may identify tribal movements in terms of the following. One is forest-based movements against deforestation and for land rights. Movements due to economic deprivation, abject poverty, and lack of health services have triggered several uprisings. Then, movement against exploitation by outsiders such as moneylenders, labor contractors, miners, and landlords who have alienated tribal lands. Movements by tribes for sustainable rehabilitation after they were displaced by huge dams and mining projects. Separatist movements like those of Nagas and Misos who want their own sovereign states. So these are all the movements will be given a vital role in our India. So the above said movements are played a vital role in India. Thank you.